Welcome back to Fox 43 AM Live. I'm joined now by Dr. Ron Orchard, and you lead the Community Outreach Fellow the Fellow program, correct there?
Yeah, so my title is I'm the Community Outreach Fellow at the Kansas State College of Veterinary Medicine. So basically what that means is that I instruct a course called Community Outreach. It's an elective for senior veterinary students. So these are students who are just about to become doctors. And the fellow part of my position is that I actually am also working on a PhD, so I research a lot of the work that we're doing.
Wonderful. Okay,
yeah.
So exactly, tell me exactly what work you guys are doing other than, just community outreach, more specifically, if you can.
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. So within our course, it's a week-long experience that our students go through, and we travel the state of Kansas, and our mission is to serve clients who are traditionally experience barriers to receiving veterinary care. So this may be financial barriers. Sometimes it can be transportation barriers. We have some elderly clients that will actually go directly to their house. And then here in the Topeka area, we actually have a considerable population of homeless clients that we'll actually serve.
Okay. So is there anything else specifically here in Topeka that you guys do other than, serve the homeless population? You, of course, do all those other community outreaches as well?
Yeah, thanks for asking. Yeah, so what we actually have here in Topeka is a partnership that I'm most proud of currently, and we partner with the Topeka Rescue Mission. They have a grassroots coalition called the Mobile Access Partnership, and what this is that we are a single provider within this whole an entire network of services for these clients. And so you'll see if the way I always describe it to our students before we arrive is it's going to look like a food truck pod, but with services for people. So you'll see our big purple school bus that does veterinary care, but there's also Via Christie's there providing human medical care. There's also a shower truck, a laundry truck, a food truck. And so it's kind of like a one-stop shop for these clients.
Well, let me ask you, I mean, this is wonderful, but you guys are, are veterinarians,
yes,
so why focus on the people?
Yeah, absolutely. So for a couple of reasons, one of the missions of our program is to have our students realize that all clients are worthy of veterinary care. And so this is one of the best ways to do it is by reaching clients that have traditionally not been a part of that system. But the other part that we look at and some of my research looks at is we actually have improved human health outcomes when we add a veterinary component. Our services allow us to build trust for those other service providers. So a lot of times these folks would be pretty hesitant to go to a doctor's appointment or go see a social worker or other providers that are there with us, and we're actually able to help them build trust.
That's awesome. So you're also because people's furry friends mean a lot to them.
Absolutely.
Regardless of what financial situation you're in. So I think that by, treating their animals, you're somewhat treating them in a way too, and helping them, of course, like you mentioned, gain that trust with those other organizations that just want to help them at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the mantras of the organization that we partner with here, which is called the Street Dog Coalition, they're a national organization. There's a Topeka chapter, and one of their values is providing care for both ends of the leash, and that's something that we really model here in the Topeka community.
I love that saying, both ends of the leash. I guess it would be both ends of the couch for me and my cat there, but I love that still. So how can people out there that are listening right now and love this as much as I do, how can they get involved in your efforts?
Yeah, absolutely. So there are a couple different ways, like we all do nowadays. We can just Google Topeka and Street Dog Coalition and you'll see opportunities there. You can also email Topeka@thestreetdogcoalition.org. But also the Topeka Rescue Mission is looking for help as well, so you can Google that organization.
Always looking for help there. And what, of course, is next for you guys? I know it's not just Topeka you're serving, right? So do you mind expanding on what the future looks like?
Yeah, absolutely. So currently our roster of basically locations we travel is we have Manhattan, Topeka, as well as a couple of different partners in the Kansas City area.
Oh, wow.
Starting in May, so with the new vet school class, we're going to increase our frequency, so we're going to be visiting those locations more often, as well as expanding, so going up towards Holton, and then the dream would always be expanding partnerships out west, which is a dream of mine eventually.
Yeah, no, and I feel like out west it might be a little bit more rural. It's a little like the towns are a little bit more far apart, and it's smaller towns. Is that kind of why you want to infiltrate that area a little bit more by chance?
Yeah,
or?
absolutely. And we hear a lot from those folks. You know, they also need help. So it's trying to find a way that is sustainable for us because it is such a long drive. So finding the right balance that makes sense for.
Of course. Well, thank you, Dr. Orchard. It's been really, wonderful to hear from you guys. And I did not know that this was happening, and that's wonderful, especially this partnership you guys have with the Topeka Rescue Mission. It's wonderful to hear about. So thank you for providing some information for that today. And hopefully people out there can go ahead and look you guys up, hit the Google, and get involved, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Of course.